Hey everyone, Shaber 1000 here. Today, we're going to see if this B31 will run that generator to light that lighthouse. We know the D22 will. It's got some big pistons in these things. The only difference between, did I say D? B. Between the B30 and B31 is just its orientation. That's really the only difference. We are going to fire up the B30 over here when we're done with this, but this does have a seal leaking in the glass tube. This one leaks just a little bit, but it's kind of holding its own. I still haven't filed this down because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I'm in hopes that I can get the original smokestacks for these, which have the pressure release valve inside them, safety release valve, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to oil this up, and it doesn't take long for the water to get hot on this, but I still have water heating up over on the stove. And let's go ahead and oil this up, and then we'll fill it up with water. We'll put the water up about right here, and we'll see. I'm not sure about the size of this pulley, but we'll see if it'll light this lighthouse. And I'm not sure if it's going to be turning the right way. We may have to spin this around or something. We'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this on its side so I can get the piston real good. And I see it's got some pretty good oil in it, but let's go ahead and put a little bit more on there. Everybody says, oh, don't over lubricate it, it makes a mess. Well, I'd rather make a mess and be sure that it's lubricated than I would, wondering if it's not lubricating enough. So we're going to put some of that in there. Then we're going to, water's getting hot over there. Just going to give this a little bit of oil here. And down in here on the eccentric. Alright, now we're going to put just a little bit up in the top of here. Just a drop. And then it should pull it back down in. It did. And that is oiled and ready to go. Alright, now let me get the water over here. Like I said, this sight glass leaks a little bit, but I mean, it needs seals. So this one, I'm thinking about repainting, just kind of freshening it up, cleaning this up. I'm not talking about doing a full restore where, I'm going to try to get that dent out of there. I'm not going to do all that, but I would like to just freshen it up, because these things aren't high dollar items anyhow. I mean, they'll bring a pretty penny, but depending on what you're looking at, for what I got in them, I can make some money on them just the way they set. But it's not about that for me. I like to keep things original. Monkey don't think I should, but you know what? We might do a poll on that. What do you guys think? Should I freshen it up? The other one I'm not even gonna mess with. I will probably clean it up, but it's in a little better condition. But remember, they're 104 years old, so and they still run. Alright guys, let me get my water and let's get it filled up. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some water in here. Let me zoom you in, see if you can see the sight glass right here. I got this thing running really, really good now, so let's go ahead and put our water in. And again, this is hot water. See it filling up there? You want to go about 3/4 full. Yeah, sight glass needs clean. because the D22 will light that lighthouse momentarily, because it does take a lot of juice. But we're going to see if this one will do it. So we'll set this over here. This is off of a D5, I do believe. Yeah, I took it off the D5. I'm going to screw this on here. Alright. Make sure that's closed. We're going to make sure the throttle's closed. Okay, so let's get it plugged in. Like I said, we'll fire up the other one too. I haven't had it fired up since the first time we fired it up. So I'm going to plug this in. And this just takes, it's less than 5 minutes, and this thing is heated up and ready to run. But I may need to get longer wires or do something with this where we're going to put the lighthouse. No, they'll reach. I'm just hooking up these wires over here on the lighthouse. Like I said, I got to make sure this is going to be turning the right way, because this engine won't run backwards. These engines just run one way and one way only. Can you hear it heating up already? So yeah, we should be pretty good to go. I'll just come over here and I turn this every so often, make sure there's no condensation coming out of it. So alright guys, I'm going to shut you off just for a second, and then when this is hot, we'll fire it up, make sure it's going to run good, and then we'll hook up the generator over there. And the lighthouse is already hooked up now, so cool. Okay guys, I see it coming out the pop-off valve up here. That's good. We know that's working. So let's go ahead and fire this up. And there it goes. Running very, very nicely. Like I said, I'm not sure which way that's got to spin, but let's go ahead and hook this up. I'm not sure if this is going to run that or not, because of the size of this pulley may not be enough to get that lighthouse to kick on. Where you at? Right there. So let's go ahead and start it up and let's see. Oh yeah, no problem. Lit up immediately. This has got some big pistons in it, so they got a little bit of power, you know. So this is the back. It's got that, you know. This is the front. See the door down there? Lit up. Oh, I unhooked it. Hear how it sped up? Okay. Let's hook this back up. Let me see if I can bring, you know what, I think we can move this whole thing over, and we'll bring the lighthouse up here. Let me back you out a little bit so you can kind of get the whole view of it. Yeah, that lit it up no problem. Cool. Alright, let's fire her up again. Oh yeah, no problem at all. Alexa, turn the light off.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Bring the throttle down a little bit. That's about 4 throttle right there, about a 1/4 throttle. So it does, it runs it. Very nice. Cool. I'm going to let this run for a little bit, guys. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And I'm going to let this run for a little bit till I get the water to come down out of it. And then we'll fire up the B30 over there and see if it should, because like I said, it's the same size. I think the same size pulley. It's the same size piston, same size boy. Well, yeah, I don't know if it's got more water, if it holds more water or not, but it's the same engine, you know, so yeah, it shouldn't have an issue with it either, so. Very nice. Okay guys, so I got this filled up. I've got it oiled up. Well, it's not full. It's about half full, so, but it's got enough in it. We're going to go ahead and plug this in, and we're going to let this get hot. But it's going to spit out over here on this side. So I've got, you know, well, I should probably just do this, because this is where the water's going to exit from. So just trying to keep this one from making a mess. I do know that over there, it leaks a lot more when it gets pressure in it, the sight glass. So anyway, I got you up here. I'm gonna let this get heated up, and when it's ready to start up, I'll kick you guys back on. Okay guys, let's fire this one up. Oh, it almost took off on its own. Cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and hook this up, and let's see if this Lighthouse comes on. I haven't tried it yet, but okay. We have an issue because this is rubbing the boiler. So, how are we going to do this? Well, let me get something put underneath there. Okay guys, I see where it's already been rubbing there before. So, but let's try it. Can you see the Lighthouse? Yeah. Alright. Let's start it up and see what happens. Oh, perfect. And like I said, this is not running wide open either. This is not even half throttle. That's why it's flickering, but yeah, I see the sight glass over there is leaking, but so it won't run as long as the other one because it'll run out of steam quick. But as you can see, it's running it. Cool, guys. Alright, let's unhook this for a second. And I'm going to see if I can tighten that sight glass up. I don't think I can, because I think I tried it before. But then I'll be back with you. Yeah, so that sight glass is, it's shot, or the seals on the sight glass is shot. So I'm going to look into that. But, so yeah, they'll both run it just fine. Just perfect setup for these running that. The other one, running on about 4 throttle, kind of a slow run. It'll run at least 30 minutes. Running that Lighthouse, I haven't timed it, but I'm going to here in a minute. I'll let you know how long it runs, and we'll just see. So that'll be a cool experiment. But let me get it back over here. Let me get it filled back up, oiled back up, and heated back up, and then we'll just see how long it'll run that Lighthouse. Alright guys, I see some steam coming out of the pop-off valve there, or safety valve. Let's see if it's got enough to start it. You can see the clock up there, it's 4:15. I've got a stopwatch on over here. Let's see if it'll start. Make sure there's a little bit of condensation there, but let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing to run. Okay, so the other one, I loosened that sight glass up. There's no seal in that bottom of the sight glass down here. Someone used that orange or red Permatex that you use for gasket sealing and gasket making. So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to start this up. I'm going to run it as slow as I can with the light on, and then we'll see how long it runs. I won't bore you with that, of course, but okay, so the light is on. As you can see, 416. We're going to start this right here, and we're going to let it run and see how long it will run. I'm going to run it just like that. I know the light's flickering, but it is on, so that counts, right? So I'm going to turn you off, and I'll kick you back on when this is about ready to run out of water. Okay, guys, you can see the clock. Let's look at our timer here. It's been 11.5 minutes. And it's getting down to about where I usually shut it off. I'll show you here. The water level. See it there? So that's about the minimum where I want to run it. So I am going to unplug this. We'll let this keep going. As you can see, the light's still running. We'll speed it up a little bit now that we're at the end of a cycle. We're looking at 12 minutes here. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. It is unplugged and still going. Alright, I'll speed this up. Yeah, it doesn't take long after you unplug that. So it's looking about like we'll get about 13 minutes out of it. I didn't fill this one as far as I did the last time we ran it. So I think if I put a little bit more water in it, I'd probably get around 16 minutes out of it. So we'll call it right there. We'll call it 13 minutes. So yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? And right there I'm at my lowest water where I like to see it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It is right at the edge of this thing here. See, right there where that little tiny leak is. So I know that I've got from here down to there left of water, so I knew I was safe to go down this far. So we know it'll run 13 minutes. So if I would put a full run in it, which I didn't, I think it was more or less halfway instead of 3/4, but this one I found I can run this. I can put 80% up on that water on the sight glass. I can run it like 80%, and it runs fine. It don't shoot a lot of water out. I mean, they're always going to shoot some water out. It's condensation. You know, it's condensating water. So, but I'm guessing if I would really put it to the limit on the water, I think I could probably get easy 20-minute run time out of it, running that Lighthouse, that is. Now if I'm just running the engine on its own, I've had it run for 30 minutes and I ended up shutting it down. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new, well, I've got them, but I'm gonna have to put a new gasket on there. That one ripped, but I've used this. I've had this gasket. It's the, well, I don't know the original, but one of the gaskets that was on that engine when I got it, and I think it was the D5. So let me bring the other one up here and I'll show you what I'm talking about on the sight glass on that. Okay guys, so this is the sight glass on the other one, and I'll zoom you in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about on that. So if you look closely, I'll lift that fitting up. See that orange around there? Yeah, that's that sealant, gasket sealant for a car. So what I'm going to try to do, because in order to replace them, I have to unsolder these. I don't want to do that right now. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to put some Teflon tape around there. And we'll see if that'll seal it up. If it leaks a little bit like the other one, I'm not concerned about that. It's just when it starts spraying out. So let me do that. Let me get this tightened up. I'll probably put some around the top too. And then, oh shoot, I'm sorry. And then I'll probably put some around the top too as well. Not the top two of them, the top as well. And then I'll tighten them down. And then we'll see if that kind of helped with, if it seeps, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. I just, you know, if it squirts it out, I mean, it pretty much, you lose all your water and you get, you know, 3-minute runtime out of it. So let me do that and we'll see if that helped it. Okay guys, so what I did was wrap some Teflon tape around there real good. And I put some up on the top. It may need some more. It may not even work. I don't know. I read where some people use Teflon tape on them, and you know, they work pretty good, but they're not perfect and all that. Well, I don't expect it to be, but here's some of that stuff. It gets hardened up. After a while, it hardens up. So it probably sealed good for a little bit. You use that black stuff around there, that red stuff, anything that's good to heat. And you know, you just let it seal up overnight. I think it'd be all right for a while. But yeah, we'll see here, because I really don't want to have to unsolder this from there, or this down here and this up here. I really don't want to do that. But if I have to, I will. I'm just looking for something that's going to, you know, that's going to just keep it to where I can run it, you know. So, but I've got it plugged in. This takes a little longer than the other one, so I think this may be a bigger boiler. But anyway, let's let this get heated up and we'll see if we got any leaks there. I'm sure we'll have something, but I just don't want it squirting, you know, just blowing all the water out all at once. Okay guys, let's see if we're going to have any leaking down there. I did put a little vinegar in there. I see it's breaking up some stuff up in there, so that's good. Let's fire it up. Oh, it almost started on its own. There it goes. I see a little bit of drippage there. I'm good with that if that's all it drips. I am quite content with that. Whoops, too much. So I did solder that whistle. Not perfect, but none of it is, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, there is a little bit of dripping going on down there. I'm not sure if it's from the bottom or the top, because I don't think I put as much on the top as I did on the bottom. I don't see anything running down. Doesn't feel wet up on top, just down here on the bottom. Just a smidgen. And like I said, if that's all it leaks, I'm okay with that. And plus, I could probably take that off and put some more on it. And it'll probably take care of all of it. You know, the whole leak. So, yeah, that's cool. That worked, guys. So if you got one of these with that style with sight glass, yeah, use that on it. And like I said, if it leaks a little bit, it leaks a little bit. The whole, you know, it's a steam engine. You're going to have water around it no matter what. So, but I'm fine with a drip like that. And every 4 or 5 runs, if I have to, put some more Teflon tape on it. It's cheap. I'm okay with that. So, yeah, I'm just going to let it run a little bit, make sure it's not going to leak. I'm going to slow it down. let it run real slow. Sounds good. And yeah, I did solder that whistle back together, so some of the little whistle works now. I could probably make a tube like that for the other one. Yeah, I think I could. Just cut that little notch out of it there, and you know, use a piece of brake line or something like that, fuel line, cap the top off. I think it'd be alright. But yeah, I see a little tiny drip there, so I'm not worried about it. I mean, it's 104 years old. What do you expect, you know? That little leak right there. Yeah, I see it. Alright guys, so yeah, I think I might put a little more, next time I run it, I'll put a couple more wraps of Teflon tape around it, and I think that would take care of that, because that's just I mean, the other one leaks that much, if not more, which I'll probably, on the other one, I'm sure eventually, I mean, just rubber seals, and you know, they're going to start leaking after 100 years. So yeah, I like it. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Shea Bear, the Myth, the Man, Legend. Gone for now. 25th. Wish me luck. I'll be we ordered a big, well, it's for like deep frying turkeys and having crab boils and seafood boils and stuff like that. It's 30 quart, which is what, 7.5 gallons or something like that, so that's plenty big enough. We ordered that. We got that for like $70, so that's cool. That'll be coming in this coming week, and yeah, then I have to get a canopy, 10 by 10 canopy, and then figure out what recipe I want to use. I entered one years ago when I was probably in my early 20s. I entered one, and I took second place. So, but it was a very small, you know, get together of a couple hundred people, if that. So, but I did take second on that one. So, but I may, you know, look around on YouTube and see what other recipes that are comparable to what I did before, and go from there. But anyway, guys, again, thanks for watching. Shea Bear, the Myth, the Man, Legend. Gone for now. Monkey took the baby back today, so yeah, she went when her mom went to the hospital the other day. When she took the baby with her, and they went to the store. When she got back, she left the baby with me for a few hours. That was a lot of fun. You know, man, my kids are raised, and they've got kids of their own. And I thought, man, I'll be a little rusty here, but came right back to me, you know, changing him and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. But she took him back today, so yeah. All right, guys. Again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. I got 14 more days. Chili time. Bye-bye, guys. Take care. Stay safe, everyone.